Hello everybody, hello, and welcome. Hopefully, um, everything will go right this time. I think everything is going right. It looks like monetization is off over on YouTube. We're streaming with dual stream. Okay. Last thing to test is test the chat showing up here. Okay. Only one thing is not working. You know what? That's a win in my book, bro. That is a win in my book. The only thing that's not working right now is YouTube chat is not popping up on the chat overlay on the stream. But you know what? That's okay, bro. That is okay. Can't be mad. I'll take it, bro. I'll fix it next stream, maybe possibly. But hello everybody. Hello, and welcome. We are going to be continuing our playthrough of Zero Parades for Dead Spies, also known as Zach does a horizontal stream, and it really goes. It really illustrates how terrible horizontal streaming on YouTube is. Yeah, man. Was I right or was I right? Normally I don't look at analytics, but I had to check for this one just to see. And oh my god, was I right? I said like normally we have about like 300 people that come into the streams with the shorts, and I wouldn't be surprised if like I said it was going to be like 30. I think it actually ended up being like 20 views or something. Well, the first stream kind of fucked up, and I don't even know if it's available. Okay, it is. 34 views. So I was actually right on the money, bro. 34 views and then 24 views. So, you know, was I right or was I right? Just saying, man. Horizontal streaming is so bad. If anybody like wants to get into streaming, but you know, you care about the numbers and you want to do well, I promise you guys, uh horizontal streaming is not the way to go, man. It's really not. It's so bad. But this game would be like literally impossible to stream vertical, so you know, it is what it is. I still want to stream the game, and we out here. I have a new thing because I finally like got a new thing to see both Twitch chat and YouTube chat combined into one, because I was just getting sick and tired of Twitch's new thing. Their new thing is so incredibly bad. It actually made me not be lazy for once in my life, so I guess thanks for that. But Twitch's new thing basically scrolls through all of your like all of your, it goes from your most viewed clips and the people that clipped them. It's like this banner at the top, and then it scrolls to like who in your community has given the most subs, and then it scrolls to like who has given the most bits. And there's literally no way to turn this off. And I can show you what this monitor looks like. Okay, so normally it doesn't really look like this, but this part isn't important, right? This is the new chat thing. But as you can see, I can see right into my living room here, right? I've got my door open. I can see right into my living room. So whenever I see movement on this monitor, it also coincides with like movement in this hallway down in the living room, and there's just like perpetual movement with this new Twitch thing, because it's just constantly cycling through, cycling through, and it is just terrible, man. It's terrible. So I had to just get rid of it. Plus, I couldn't even like, I kept thinking people were typing in chat, you know? It was a whole lot of awfulness, let me tell you. So An exposed ventilation pipe, big enough for a fool to crawl through. You know, the bright side of these streams doing really bad is that means I'm actually going to make a lot of progress in this game, because whenever chat is slow, I always make so much progress because I don't go on tangents. A portrait has been stenciled over the movie poster. My son dresses like Elysium now. It's disgusting. Womb-grown bullets. Perhaps there is such a thing as a perfect animal. Propaganda. The consumerism must be this way. Love a little propaganda. I think we'll finish exploring this way, because this is where we left off. Oh. Hey, James. Thanks for following the channel, man. That's very nice of you. The moment that the the game crashes. Yeah, thanks, James. With a name like that, I'm sure you're definitely not a bot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a strange crash. Hopefully I'm not gonna have to restart my PC. God damn it, please, no. I've had no tech issues. We've been owning. The stream has been a success so far. And there's definitely something that popped up. I'm supposed to press E on, but another time, I suppose.
Wild boar piglets snuffle through the city's trash, still wearing the stripes of babyhood like halitosis humbugs.
I'll recruit them. The fascists would never see us coming. How are boars finding enough to eat in a city center?
You underestimate the nutritional value of a well-trafficked alley. Plus, with noses that adorable, there will always be kind citizens to leave out some kibble. But where there are boarlets, there are boars. An adult can be up to 500 pounds of bristled, pitiless hog, with tusks.
They're dangerous. Look for an adult boar. Psst, 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 psst. Come to me, little boars. The city should get rid of you for the purity of its essence, you know. Kinda true. One of the boilets looks at you with a bulging lachrymose eye. I don't know what the fuck that word means.
Yes.
They're dangerous? Yes. Look for an adult.
You scan from left to right, checking the alley's tangled contours for a hint of hairy maternal rage. There is none. No interest from the hogolescents. You leave the boars to their devices.
The hogolescence. I like that. Hard gummies. Calming chewing. What is that sinus effect? Doesn't tell me unless I eat it, huh? I should use something to decrease my delirium. Some ciggies. It's all a balancing act, it seems like. So alcohol increases your delirium, but lowers your anxiety. A little ciggy won't hurt. A little sturdy pony. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Feel like that's pretty good. Cute piggies. Alright. A chair remains from whoever used to live here. Staring at you blind across a gulf of alcohol poisoning. If everything goes to shit, you can always come hang with the Untertong. Untertong. Alright, let's talk to the good old sex phone, man, huh?
Unwise to your presence, a lanky young man presses the handset against his flushed cheek. Practically clings to it, like a shipwreck survivor holding onto a piece of driftwood.
This guy's like addicted to this phone sex line. I wonder if it's like the record.
I don't know how much time we have. You have to help me fill it in.
Whatever the person on the other end of the line has to say to that, it makes the man's eyes squeeze shut and his mouth slacken in a guttural groan. The line appears to be occupied.
You don't say.
I can't possibly perform under these conditions. You have to make me.
No miracle for me, it seems. So this is a phone hogger the pilots mentioned. Clear your throat.
The gap. I'm not even worthy to approach it on hands and knees. My little heart wouldn't be able to take it.
So this is what the miracle looks like firsthand.
Bro is fiending for it. It's a white check so I can retry. You can see if I can't find anything more to give me some bonuses.
No response. He's too deep in his own world.
He's
my
in
God.
the sauce.
You can't do that to me. But you really, really should.
He leans away from you, resting his forehead against the metal shell.
You know so much, and I so little. The power differential is grotesque. Highly problematic. Don't change it.
Oh my god, this man is fiending. This man can't actually be employed, surely. It's like a tram crash. I can't look away. Poor wretched soul.
I'm a faithful dog. I know nothing. I question less.
+1 stress shudders. Tap him on the shoulder.
With a jolt and a sharp glance, the young man pulls his shoulder away.
This is a private phone call. Please excuse yourself.
He says, turning away to whisper into the receiver.
I saw her talking to the old pilots earlier. They must have sent her to listen in.
He sneers.
Do I want her to watch? Oh, maybe, in theory, but you should see the way she's dressed. Her coat, it's see-through like a grocery bag.
The hell? The hell? I'm right here.
He whirls around, eyes ablaze with indignation.
I asked you politely once. Now kindly wait your fucking turn.
Tell me that kind of language is unacceptable. It's the influence of the gap. I hardly recognize myself anymore.
You cannot retry. Hurt him. Instincts 10. It's a safe-ish bet. I need to roll at least a 6. Do I hurt him? Sounds like it'll have repercussions, but at the same time, I'd kind of like to talk to the chick, and this guy's always on the phone. Come on. Oh, yeah. We're hurting him.
More.
We just shoved him.
Harder. Again.
I'm under assault. If this is it, tell them. Tell them it was in the line of duty.
Other people need to use the phone.
Time's up. You don't know anything about time. My job concerns the fates of nations. This is not a drill.
Fear. Hatred. Good.
Fatigue lowered.
I'm sorry. I've attracted the attention of one of the lumpen prole. If this mysterious gap doesn't kill me, one of those violent locals will. I've got to go. I'll call you again when it's safe.
See ya.
With that, the man gently sets the handset back in its cradle and slinks off into the city. Now's your chance to see what this miracle line is all about.
Alright. Alright, it's my turn for phone sex, Bucky. Put her on. Put a girl on. Put a
The
girl
now
on.
unoccupied payphone stands half embedded in a concrete pedestal, its frame weather-stained and dulled.
Examine the phone.
The box is scrubbed of the usual flyers and graffiti, leaving streaks of adhesive and permanent marker behind. The coin slot has been aggressively papered over.
Aggressively papered over. Been around for a while.
Cracked receiver and yellowed plastic. At least a decade, you assume.
Imagine all the coom, man. Imagine all of the coom. Weekend stream. Sorry, knocked out last night. Yeah, I can stream for a few hours probably until I have to go to my social event.
A faded sticker draws your attention. An advertisement for a local ferry schedule. The year 82.
Inspect the cord.
Stretched too many times. Coils slacken near the base, but someone's wound a rubber band to keep them tight.
Hi, Kenzie. Look at the side panel.
Something catches your eye. Beneath the grime, the metal surface ripples like something's trapped underneath.
Scratch at the filth.
Grime flakes off in grey petals as your nail catches on a ridge. A shape emerges. Arched, leaping. A dolphin in mid-jump.
What are you jumping over, friend?
The engraving's shallow. Eroded by years of neglect but legible. 1F7G35-94X12. The serial number.
A Renatel identifier. Can I use this amount?
Maybe. In any case, you have this now. It's better than not having it.
You'd need to cross-reference the number. Renotel must have maintenance terminals hidden away. Keep an eye out.
New loose end. The Miracle Line is part of the Renotel network. You can connect to it via terminals in the city. Interesting.
You relax your posture and take a step back.
I barely remember anything of last night's stream. There's a lot of tech issues, and then I started drinking, and then it was a pretty chill stream. I think everybody either left or went to sleep. I don't know. These streams are gonna be like very, very chill. There's not really gonna be many chatters or anything like that, just because they're not really gonna be in the shorts algorithm at all. So probably like the only people that'll really be able to find the stream will be people in the Discord. Or like regulars that the stream will actually recommend it to. Take a look around.
You can talk privately, as long as you keep your voice down. You lift the receiver to your ear. No dial tone, only a crackling silence.
Hello.
Now there's a voice I've never heard before. Hello, darling. I like how you sound.
So you're a sex line. Is this the miracle I'm speaking of? Like how you sound too. Who's this?
My lovers call me Duchess, and you should too. This is the miracle line.
How is this thing 24/7 and when you pick it up, it's always the same chick, you know? It has to be like an AI.
I'm glad you called. I feel like I've been waiting for you.
Doesn't sound like an AI. But I guess, you know, the AI in her didn't sound like an AI either. It was just Scarlett Johansson. And God, I would have banged that voice. What? Looking for information on a colleague of mine, a sock importer. Did he call you?
A sock importer? Is he a friend of yours? An enemy? Do you want to hear about him fucking me? Do you want to hear about how he kept his socks on the whole time?
Your card was in his pocket. That's why I'm calling.
My card? Like a business card? I don't have those, darling. Maybe one of my lovers printed it for fun.
This isn't roleplay. He's in bad shape.
I can't discuss my other lovers, baby. Please don't be disappointed with me.
Personalism. 2%. I have a 1 personalism. I have to roll a 12. I mean, I can retry. Convince her to tell you about Pseudopod. I have no personalism. I'm gonna have to come back to do that. Just be your regular self. You know, I'm trying. Unfortunately, I keep rolling really bad, though. So, you know. Were you saying something about everyone is good at something and then said having kids and then I cheated doing it? I mean, you did. Yeah. You didn't push them out. That's cheating. C-section is cheating. It is. That's like being in the military, but you were a drone operator. And you're like, yeah, I've killed someone. And it's like, have you? Or did you fucking call in a Predator missile off a 5-kill streak? Okay, and you're using an Xbox 360 controller to blow up a Syrian village. Huh? It's not the same. It's not the same using an Xbox controller to blow up a Syrian village as the good old-fashioned way of going to the Syrian village yourself and looking them in the eyes as you gun them all down, okay? Stolen valor. Am I right or am I right? Who are you?
I told you. I'm Duchess.
Your heart flutters at her name.
It's a name, not an answer.
My name is the answer to whatever your heart desires. Now let's fall in love.
The prostitute? That make me laugh. Think I'm already getting there. This is what I would say.
You're right. I'm a bad girl. A filthy whore. And you should punish me for all this dirt that comes out of my mouth.
Ugh.
I have to be away sometimes, but I'll try to make it less frequent. Now I know it might be you on the other side.
God. This bitch lies as easily as she breathes. How do you get paid? But don't you worry about me, sweetheart. I'm looked after just fine. I don't want to fuck my stats by rolling this. I mean, there's no way I'm gonna roll double 6s. So I can live out my fantasies on this one.
Anything, darling. Let me inside your head.
What do you know about augmentoids?
You feel an odd, tingling lightness to your mind as she takes this in.
I know everything about augmentoids. I am one.
Oh.
Her voice flat, emotionless. A cold, hard machine.
It's a really good augmentoid voice.
It is my only voice. I am an augmentoid. Anything, darling.
Her voice instantly back to her warm, unmistakably human tone.
I'm here. Line's always open. I'll miss you.
You turn your attention back to the city.
Interesting. The most psycho thing Josh Sass Fuzz's cousin said is that it was funny watching like so many of them driving or walking around in groups and then them hearing it and trying to run. What, like a bombing? That's crazy. Patient charts left out in the open. That's gotta violate HIPAA. High-end medical equipment gathering dust. The half skull above a bib of organs makes you shudder. He spends his days sitting with his back to his memories.
Welcome to the clinic. My name is Dr. Hugo. How can I help you?
The man takes a measured sip of water from a clay cup as he eyes you carefully. Behind him, shelves heaving with medical textbooks.
Never seen a clinic on a boat before.
Yes, it's different, isn't it? I find that it is much easier to connect with my patients than it was at my old practice in Sunset.
The Sunset is an upper class district north of Keysark. A great foal for someone of his professional stature. The heavy floorboards are spotted with motor oil and boot prints.
It's like something out of a fairy tale. If I ever ran a boo-boo boat, I'd want it to be just like this one.
Pardon?
I said, if I ever ran a boo-boo boat, I'd want it to be just like this one.
Oh,
The floorboards groan. The hole scrapes the side of the canal.
What sort of practice are you running here? You see a lot of patients all the way back here? He was one of the drone guys? Oh, he was a drone guy. Okay, now with this context, let me reread the message. The most psycho thing Josh Fuzz's cousin said, as a drone guy, was that it was funny watching so many of them driving or walking around in groups and then them hearing it and like trying to run. Oh, so he like fucking Baba Booey's a group of them. Like there's a bunch of trucks or something and he Baba Booey's a truck of them. And he thought it was funny them like hearing that dude get Baba Booeyed and trying to like what, run away or drive away. I mean, yeah, that's the scariest thing about fucking with the US, bro. Honestly, like the scariest thing is that we probably have like drones in the sky with crazy cameras that have thermal on them and night vision and who knows what other types of vision. And it's got all of you pinged and it's been probably watching you guys for hours and you didn't even know. And so it's probably already like recorded how many people are supposed to be there, how many people go in and out. You know, it has like all of the information on you. So there's like no way if the US wants you dead that you live. You know, isn't that terrifying? It's like finding out you've been stalked by a guy and you're like, and he knows like all of your schedule. And then it's like, oh, by the way, the guy is also God. he's in the sky, able to see you and everyone you've interacted with for God knows how long, and he's throwing lightning bolts at your ass. Yeah, you just lose. Like there's just no winning. It's terrifying, man. Whenever like you see videos of thermal cameras, bro, thermal cameras just changed the game. Thermal cameras are actually just OP. Don't get me wrong, there's like ways around thermal cameras if you know, but like not really if you're in those countries, man. You know, they just don't. I think you're fighting fucking dudes in tank tops and AKs, right? Like, you're not fighting fucking military operators. Yeah, Zeus. Even said he almost started World War III once because I guess Russia was nearby or was at one of the places and they were gonna strike or something. I mean, wasn't that like a whole story several years ago about how we like blew up a whole fucking airport or something and there were Russians there and it was a big old thing? Like it's happened before and we didn't go into World War III. You know how many times Russia has probably like killed US dudes as well? I mean, especially like in the Russia-Ukraine war, because there were so many like American PMCs and shit flying over to Ukraine to assist them. Like, Russia's definitely killed a whole lot of Americans too. What sort of practice you running here?
Family medicine.
He folds his hands in front of him. Face fixed in a placid half smile.
The sort of serene, approachable expression that is considered key to good bedside manner.
See a lot of patience on the way back here.
Oh.
He cranes his head to look out the porthole window.
A man stands in front of the payphone, clutching the receiver.
The guy's back, bro. You're right. You're right next to the miracle line. Get a lot of phone sex-related injuries? What sort of things do people come to you for? Well, the community is lucky to have you.
No. I don't even know what the phone sex injury would entail.
Sprained dialing finger, overworked larynx, phone cord asphyxia, that sort of thing.
Definitely not.
What sort of things do people come to you for?
Broken legs, heat stroke, parasites, ringworm, distemper. I'm somewhat of a generalist.
Why is he holding a fly swatter?
Distemper is not a human disease.
You sure you're a human doctor?
Of course I'm a real doctor. What a ludicrous question.
He nods towards the framed certificates and the waxy vivisected statue. He did not directly answer your question.
A real human doctor would have a real human medical license. You should give his a look if you get the chance.
Get some other questions.
Of course.
I'd like to ask you a medical question.
Of course. What can I help you with?
He lifts the glasses around his neck, squints at you through them. Anything to help me sleep. What makes someone go completely catatonic, an empty vessel where a human being used to be?
Catatonia is an incredibly general symptom. It could be caused by anything from overdose to meningitis to a stroke. I'd need to see the patient to venture a guess.
Pseudopod will not be exposed, nor will you.
Pretend it's theoretical. He's stable, no injuries, no drugs. Listen, man, this is an emergency. Say he was fine, medically, until he listened to a weird audio disc. What then?
I suppose audio could trigger some sort of neurological event, but they are exceedingly rare. More than likely, it's a coincidence. He may have sat down, put on his headphones, and then had a massive cardiac event. Substance use is also rampant in musical subcultures, I've been told.
Pretend it's theoretical, he's stable, no injuries, no drugs.
No, it would all be guesswork, which is unwise, medically or ethically.
It's not really mobile at the moment. Would you recommend another doctor at least?
He angles his head slightly as he looks at you impassively.
Someone would be reckless enough to diagnose a patient in absentia. I don't recommend such a doctor at all.
Warning noted. Where can I find them?
All right. Party Alley. There's a clinic there, run by one. Gonzalo Gonza.
As he pronounces the name Gonza, a hair-tingling scream echoes along the canal. Probably unconnected.
He might be willing to help. Frankly, you two may even get along.
God, the way this is fucking designed is like so gigabrain, dude. This is like what a DM in D&D wishes they could do. Like, do you see how many skill checks are happening all the time? So we get information, right? Our sensor stat goes off. We roll. We pass the check for the sensor check, which allows us to have our it allows us for our like instincts to kick in a little bit and be like, oh, this like is ringing a bell, right? Then, because it's a hair tangling scream and it echoes along the canal, like this could impact maybe your anxiety levels or your delirium, right? It could like negatively impact you because you're getting hit with like some anxiety here. But then it rolls another check, which is your gray matter, which is like your mind over matter, right? And that takes over, and it's like, nah, it's fine. It's probably unconnected. So as a result, you don't take the anxiety damage. Like it's so fucking Giga Brain. And like this is just happening the whole time we're conversing. It's just like he says a thing, a check comes in, pseudopod won't be exposed. It's like telling you like, yo, a good agent would not, you know, expose that information. Same with like back here. It's like he gives information. You have a skill check here that's like, oh, I noticed he didn't really answer the question. Then you have another skill thing here that comes in that's like, huh, maybe I should check out, you know, his medical license, you know? Seems like a highbrow game. Pinky's up here. This is an RPG for the thinking man. This is not this is not the type of game that the fucking Game Awards nominates for best RPG. This is not your Expedition 33 type of RPG. You know, that's like barely an RPG at all. Or your fucking Monster Hunter Wilds nominated for RPG, where it's like, what are you talking about, dude?
He gives you a brief nod, and nothing else.
A nod declaiming any and all liabilities for whatever befalls you there.
Hmm. Until next time.
The one personal touch in the otherwise sterile, blank clinic. The wall has been decorated with photographs, documents, evidence of Dr. Hugo's existence.
Chess in RPG form. Yeah, this is like old school RPGs, man. This is what RPGs used to be back in the day. Right? Where like it really relied upon the intellect of the player to pay attention and follow the narrative and pick up cues and hints and stuff like that and analyze their environment and build their character in a way and play the game according to the way that they built their character. I mean, you are playing a role in the truest sense of it. Versus now it's like, oh yeah, best RPG of the year, fucking Monster Hunter. But what's the RPG in that, bro? There's damage numbers. Really? That's it? There's fucking damage number go up as I get better gear. Like, I love Monster Hunter, bro, but that shit ain't an RPG. Let's examine the documents.
Lights glint off the glass as you read what's under 'em. Multiple medical school degrees and a City of Portofino license to practice. Issued by the Portofino Board of Medicine to a Hugo Hayato.
Way too much thinking for me. It'd be easier if it was something to do with space. But just clankers. I mean, it's a spy thing. It makes you feel like an actual spy as you're like figuring things out and deducing things. It's cool.
The document has to be displayed by law. Operating an unlicensed clinic inside the city limits is strictly prohibited.
You know, the funny thing is that we're about to get another spy game in a couple days here with James Bond and with 007, and that's gonna be like the opposite of this. I guarantee you there's gonna be like no thinking at all in that game. There's going to be no like actual spy intrigue. It's just gonna be like a third-person action adventure game where you're shooting shit and blowing shit up, and it's like it's gonna have cool set piece moments and it's gonna be a cool action game. But like this is what I like in a spy thing. Like this is like, if you've ever read Tom Clancy novels, you've ever read like any spy novels, this is the type of shit that people like in their spy stories. Like posing as different people, different personalities in order and like making a read on people and asking the right questions and probing and picking up little minute details in order to ascertain information that's going to be, you know, like important to the cause. 007 is just action. They do spy stuff off screen. Yeah. Monster Hunter is not open world, no. Alex Ryder, yup.
The license is real, but it's out of date. There's a faded stamp half hidden behind the frame. The renewal date reads Octos 91. Perhaps something to confront the good doctor about.
For the photographs.
A collage of someone else's life begins to take form in front of you. Moments caught, suffocated, pinned under glass.
Almost gone. I don't know where he just went. He just left. Pull a Hassan, put a shock collar on him. Bzzz. I love Monster Hunter. I have like well over 1,000 hours of my life invested into Monster Hunter games. I fucking love Monster Hunter. I love being little guy with giant sword beating the shit out of giant monster. I love it. But it's not a fucking RPG, man. It's not. If Monster Hunter is an RPG, literally every game on the planet is an RPG. Like, if the definition of RPG is just like you're playing a role in this game, and you're playing the role of a Monster Hunter, then bro, Hello Kitty, you're playing the role of Hello Kitty. Mario Kart, you're playing the role of a fucking kart driver. Like, you know, whenever you're playing a video game, you're playing the role. Like, what makes an RPG is far deeper than that.
A formal photo, class of 71. Hugo buried somewhere amongst rows of other fresh-faced new doctors. Then a newsprint clipping. Hugo receiving an award on stage. Hugo and a handsome bearded man, both grinning, their arms around each other's shoulders. The gallery continues. Hugo asleep on a pile of medical textbooks, drooling. Hugo adjusting some sort of massive medical apparatus. Hugo at patients' bedsides. The professional photos outnumber the personal 3-to-1. That should tell you all you need to know.
What about the personal photos?
There are many pictures of a much younger Hugo and a woman with a heart-shaped face. At his medical school graduation, at a fancy dinner, both of them grinning on a broad walk somewhere, her in a white pantsuit and Hugo in a charcoal robe. A simulation of company, carefully arranged on the walls to keep him surrounded through the long days.
Hello, again.
Interrogate him about his fraudulent papers. Ooh, it's a propaganda check, and I can't retry. He knows what you're aiming at. So it's a -1. And this is like another cool thing that like a DM would wish that they could do. In like a perfect world, a DM could do this type of shit, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, you found out about the forgery, so that's a +1 to your roll. And then you found out about like cathartic bodily harm, so that's a +1. But -1 because he also knows what you're going for, right? And like all of these different modifiers as you gain additional information is just so cool.
A ladder reaches towards the upper floor, creaking as the boat rocks gently.
Excuse me. The upstairs room is private.
Dr. Hugo stopped you entering the upper quarters of his boat during the day. Privacy is bourgeois. What's up there? You put up a no entry sign then.
Thank you for the advice. Now, please,
I feel like you're trying to hide something.
I live here. Please, just stop.
I mean, he's in the right for sure. It's like, bro, I fucking live here. You're trying to go into my house, you little weirdo. Valid. This guy's fucking back. He's fucking back. I tried to get him off. Pause.
You step into the booth and press the receiver to your ear. The dolphin's playful gaze remains fixed on you. Your gaze wanders away. The dolphin doesn't seem to mind at all.
Poke the nose.
Your finger depresses the yielding material.
Anxiety lowered.
Up, down, up, down. Sensual pleasure.
Who doesn't like pressing a good button, you know?
You watch the dolphin pop back up, then squish again under the changing pressure of your finger. You lose track of time as you repeat the action.
Shit! An hour passed. Yeah, like 30 minutes, I guess. Do I know any other phone numbers?
You do not yet have the number of anyone else in this city.
What about numbers outside the city?
There is only one, Melita, your controller. She'd only tell you to get on an aerotram back home again. A direct order which you have so far disobeyed.
Won't give up just because I've been told to. Maybe she'll be willing to help me if I explain. I want to hear her voice again. That's a definite no-go.
Whether you want it or not, the number is a lifeline to you. Always there if you need it. The Reno Tail Dolphin eyes you expectantly.
Do I call the bag man? I am curious about this bag man.
You step away from the payphone.
Maybe another time.
The Guardian Municipal officer is intensely scratching at his neck. As you approach, he wipes his hand on his trouser leg.
Hola, miss. Hope there's a reason you've stopped an officer while he's on duty.
Just enjoying his role. I'm in the socks trade. Thought maybe you could do with some. Not legally required to answer that.
Socks are the one thing I don't need. Too many elderly relatives for that.
A grin spreads under his mustache.
Officer Morito, agente coordinador for the Guardia Municipal. Do you need help with anything?
Thing out right there, nodded his neck.
How bad does it look?
His hand, claw-like, hovers by a large patch of inflamed skin.
Scaly reliefs and cracked plates, like some diseased armor.
You should be hiding somewhere far from human eyes. It's pretty bad. Hardly noticeable, really. It's pretty bad.
Shit, I knew it. I hope it's not the topical ball repellent I've been using. Instructions said to apply generously. Guess that's what I get for trying to keep the peace with these boars running around.
I saw some little boars in the back ways. They seem harmless.
It's not the young you need to worry about. We're dealing with an infestation, and they get much larger.
Tell me about the boar infestation?
It used to be a seasonal problem. Every autumn, some adults would come down bold and hungry. But lately, it's more of a permanent residency.
Status removed. Cathartic bodily harm. Why did that get removed? What did I do to remove that? Yo, 5 XP and I level up. thoughts, the unrealized loss, credit and debit, the sinister twins haunting your household. Don't worry, they're not real until they hit the balance sheet. Just movements in the dark. Reinforced effects. Gray matter skill potential +1. Cold read skill potential +1. Gain advanced foreboding status effect when anxious. Temporarily violations temporarily lose reinforced effects when gain intellect disadvantage when purchasing cigarettes, alcohol, or coffee. Unconditioned thought, the quest for it. No chemical, technological, or therapeutic intervention could aid you on this dangerous metaphysical journey. Is the Manus Fati about to pluck you from obscurity or flick you clean off the board? Statehood skill potential +1, Shadowhood skill potential +1. Assess whether you or others have it. Violations temporarily lose reinforced effects. You gain relation disadvantage, failing red skill checks. So if I fail a red skill check, I get... So I can use a skill point on these, and they're basically like, they'll increase my stats, right? So I'll gain gray matter and cold read +1. So I use one skill point, and I basically get 2 skills. But the downside of it is if I purchase cigarettes, alcohol, or coffee, then I get intellect disadvantage. That's interesting. So instead of just normal leveling up, you can do those level ups. That's kind of cool. Late I know, but the stories are kind of psycho. Like, they'd follow smaller groups to turn into bigger groups, like hundreds, and then target it. Yeah, that makes sense. Come down from where?
The hills up north, as far as I've heard. Valle de Suspiro. You've got thorns, ferns, old trees. A nightmare to patrol. At best, they're a nuisance. The little ones are fine, but the adults could take off a kneecap if you're not careful. And then there's the really big one, the mother. Oh, 100, 150 kilos?
Damn.
Easy. Enough to stop a tuk-tuk going full speed. But even they got nothing on the mother.
The mother. Yeah, I know this mother, and she's fat as fuck, too. Her name's Kenzie. She's huge.
They don't seem so
It's
bad
crazy.
if they're alone. But they're never alone. Get 5 or 6 together and they can take down a grown man.
You guys ever watch the, like, boar hunting videos on YouTube? Bro, some of these guys are, like, so extra. Like, I've seen videos of them, and it's, like, just 5 or 6 fucking guys. Middle age, decked out, like, military contractors. Got, like, ARs with suppressors on them. And they fucking set up these they have, like, all night vision goggles and stuff. They set up these tripods that have thermal cameras on them, and then they mount their rifle in the tripod, so it's like, you know, super accurate. And then they're like, all right, open fire. And it's just like a bunch of boars, and they use thermal cameras, so you just see like the white heat signatures, and then it's just like fucking like these guys are just like fucking gunning down, throwing 100, 200, 300 rounds downrange at these boars, and all you hear is like just like it's like, dude, is all of this necessary? I've even seen videos where dudes are like fucking on the side of a helicopter, and the helicopter's flying over, and they're just like I'm like, aren't we being a little extra, bro? Like, I understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the boars need to live or anything. I understand they reproduce like crazy. They completely destroy like all of the farmland. They're an absolute menace. But, like, do we need to be decked out with fucking thermal cameras and NVGs and suppressors and 60 round mags and our full auto rifles and fucking just like... It's insane, bro.
Massive. Furs all matted, covered in scars, territorial too. Preys on drunks, stumbling back from Party Alley.
My mother's the same way. Sounds like she does your job for you. What can you do about a boy like that?
Tusks, claws, knives, bullets. Take your pick. Every few years, some brave moron tries to take her down, but she stands undefeated.
Long-range missiles would solve your problem. Or would a brave and skilled moron find this piece? Make sure to keep my distance. The missiles thing is too funny to not say.
Ah. Wait, you're kidding, right? A lot of people live here.
Give them an hour to evacuate too, Dobbs. I was joking, yes.
You know, this place burned down a couple of decades back. You may want to avoid jokes about that.
So what if I do if I encounter Kenzie?
You back away, slowly. If you get a whiff of it charging, find something to climb if you can. And then, come find me.
Tell me about the bazaar.
I can tell you Petra the music vendor's a major arsehole. I asked him about an old Blood Golem disc, and he told me he'd rather tie polystyrene blocks to his feet and jump in the canal than look for it.
Wow.
Doesn't make sense. Why not go for something that sinks?
Polystyrene floats, I'm pretty sure.
I told him as much. He said that was the point. His demise should be slow, so that I'd hear him scream for hours.
Okay. Sounds Jurassic.
I don't get why he brings up all this violent stuff all the time. If he ever goes through with it, there won't be any shock value. It'll just be sad.
Barely hundreds of pounds. I know, Kenzie. I know. Barely hundreds of pounds. Like 400 or 500. I know. But listen, that's pretty big. I think they're dead, Bill. Bill unloads his drum venom for you. Yeah. The funny thing is like that they turn in the boars. They get like paid by the government, I think, per boar. So then they have to go out and collect these boars. And these boars are just like torn to shreds because they've had 25.56, you know, rounds shot through them. So ripped them asunder. You know, or fucking blackout rounds or something. It's like, holy dude. It'll just be sad. I know. It's like when you got the homie that jokes about killing himself too much, and it's just like, bro. Now it's just getting sad. It's funny, you know, if it's rare, but when you do it too much, it's like, okay, do I need to call someone?
Blood Golem is a band. Blood Golem heals all wounds. It's the sound that raised us from shit-crusted upright apes into humans.
Big mistake. We were better as monkeys. What's their sound like?
Primal, filthy, slow, all ending. Like an army of giants are growling underwater while smashing cliffs together.
None of these words make any sense to you, either singly or even less in combination.
Damn, I failed poetics. My poetics is pretty high. Delirium raised +1.
As a matter of fact, too powerful for most Portoferans. It's like nobody cares about our own music anymore. Or art, really.
Think threatening the peace.
We've had instances of theft around the docks recently. All the crates were ripped open in strange ways.
It's being stolen.
Anything and everything. Seems like the work of kids, if you ask me. Must be trying to scare people too, as weird noises have been heard at night. Screaming and howling. Apart from that, it's quiet. Just how I like it.
Quiet's not the worst thing. Gives you time to reflect on your mistakes. No enemies, no stakes. How do you live with yourself? Sounds like you don't do much.
The quieter, the better, I'd say.
His eyes glimmer for a moment.
Really, the hardest part's keeping people away from the boars. Hence this whole cream situation.
As you step away, the GM returns to scratching his inflamed skin.
Just the bacon idea? Biting into a copperhead, eating bacon. Huh? A temporary cargo storage shed. Should have a stool to sit on.
A filthy flyer glued to the wall. A row of bespectacled men stare into the middle distance, while in their midst a lone figure looks towards the viewer. A man with a brown paper bag on his head. Above him in bold letters, the reality situation.
Where's the Bagman show?
The Sub-Commandant A salutes you.
How could I watch the show? I've got a pretty good grasp on reality already. See about getting the reality situation to air on the super block.
His stare seems to say, so you think. He promises myriad truths. Grey, terrible, the undoing of all you know.
God damn it, my delirium raised.
Hold on. You know what could use a little more reality?
What?
That big blank wall next to your bed.
Just to make sure no one's grabbing, then watching, then grab it.
It's been adhered to the wall with blue reusable adhesive. Sticky, easy for quick installation and removal. You're able to get it down and rolled out without any difficulty.
You two boar hunters for the last comment? Yeah, no, you can't eat boars because they're some of the dirtiest animals. They have like crazy diseases. So you can't even eat them. They're not like pigs. Wild boar is uneatable. You'll get like a ridiculous amount of parasites. They revel in their own piss and shit. And eat a bunch of like raw meat and stuff. They got maggots and stuff all over them. Broken birdcage, as if crushed or thrown from the window above. Scavengers like turkey vultures? I don't know anything about turkey vultures, but yeah, they are they're little menaces.
A dusty and disused storefront, closed with a metal shutter. Above, a faded sign names the building, the Animal Zone.
Read the graffiti.
Carl was here. M+Y, heart. Unstoppable trade forever. Marito is a dog rapist.
What? Who's Marito? I need to pay him a visit and beat the shit out of him. He's a dog rapist? With an E instead of an I?
You lift the shutter gently. It resists. Locked. Around you, scattered pairs of eyes watch as you jiggle the shutter. Too many people around for a break-in.
Anxiety raised.
Come back at night, or find another entrance. You turn away from the storefront.
Siggies. If you look at the vultures, they look like the ugliest thing in the skies. Like Kenzie skydiving. Oh, so like bald and giant. Light glints off shards of broken glass. An ad for second-hand pelota equipment. Match tested. Never apologize to Kenzie. He's public enemy number 1. Whoa. Dare you to stub that toe on the blind guy?
Refreshments are lined up like brightly colored soldiers, neatly regimented behind coiled springs. The refreshments remain dormant in their artificially chilled chamber.
Don't know if she's here to witness the roast. Probably not. You know how she is. In and out. As the tide ebbs, more of the sunken statue's face reveals itself. Hello. Bitch is thick. Holy. Look how thick she is. Whole ass bakery there. Floor's fucked. Wow. Some language for a kid. Loading platform ahead. Feather white sneakers, cushioned to provide the lightest of steps for those who labor on their feet all day. The whiteness will last as long as your patience with prospective customers. +1 coordination, -1 poetics.
The man gives no indication of registering your presence. His mirrored sunglasses are turned skywards. But he's aware you're here.
Follow his gaze. Excuse me, nice boat. Are you a man of the sea or a man of the land? Follow his gaze.
A flock of starlings murmur their strange shape over the canal water. Above them, larger brown-plumed birds hover.
Beautiful birds.
Beauty is the trap. Both are sparrowhawks.
A slight inclination of his head.
But I doubt you're here to talk birds.
A colleague of mine was here recently. Any chance you two talked? A colleague. He rolls his cigarette to the other side of his mouth. Go on. Sock merchant from the superblock. Professional. Brown suit, glasses, late 20s or early 50s. Fragile. Balding. Probably wouldn't have struck you as lead material. There's a lot of coming and going in the bazaar. I don't get paid to keep track of it. You sure? A man from the superblock probably asking a lot of questions. I am sure. Alright then. His gaze drifts back to his origin point, unless there's anything else. Look around the barn.
An old, low-slung workhorse with tar patches, welded plates, and mismatched boards. Resin on the seams, hairline cracks across the hull. Someone's been fighting to keep it alive.
Things seen better days. And worse ones, just happen to get through them. He's got a few more years left in him. He wraps his knuckles on the cabin roof. Wait, your barge is a he? What's your name? A lot of bootleg goods here. Where they all come from? What's your name? Boatman. That's just what people call you. Let's try again. What's your first name? That's just what people call you. And I'm not complaining. Boat.
You know where this is going, right? You're not going to just walk into it.
That is most definitely not a first name. Alright, and your last name? Man. It's gonna be man. It's gonna be fucking man. Awful judgmental of you. Alright, your last name?
He stares at you and keeps staring at you.
Man. Touche, boatman. I enjoyed that. Anyway. The barge is a he. Most ships are named after stars and rust them. We name them after lost sailors. Carve a name into the prow. The dead will watch the waters for you.
Long dead hands carrying the hull. White fingers in the brine.
What's the name on this prow then? Nothing. This is just a barge. He taps his foot once. I call it he, out of habit. A lot of bootleg goods here. Where they all come from? Depends. Some are produced locally. Textiles the easiest to replicate. Got some artisans in Hill of Pigs. Other things, like toys, need to be brought from abroad. There's small manufacturers scattered along the Nos Corrientes coast. Families with presses, off-book factories. Other crates have to cross a few borders. What about real Elysian goods? How'd they get here? Guessing Puerto Fierro's port authorities are in on it too. Easier than you might think. The Elysians, they don't mind a little cultural leakage these days. Guessing Puerto Fierro's port authorities are in on it too. So long as they get a cut, he sniffs. Foreign regulations have made that part trickier. More eyes, more signatures.
Treaties, obligations to foreign banks and bureaucracies, third-party audits, all part of joining the developed world.
Hi. What's up? I can mute. What's up? Gonna go to the store in about like 30 minutes here.
A big gang where no one's your friends, and there's always more palms to grace.
And how this all begin? At the hands of some enterprising people, a few tarps in the dust, and word of mouth. I'm sure there's more important things for us to discuss. Got something else in mind. See you around.
He lowers his head in brief salute.
I like that not everybody is like super forthcoming with information in this world. Right? It feels like far more realistic as if you like just walked up to a dude and started asking them questions, like they might be apprehensive. Coffee. I haven't had any caffeine today. Maybe I'll get something at the store. I'm gonna destroy the paint on that rail. Where's a lockpick? Interesting. You can make that jump with your eyes closed. IRL or in-game? IRL. I'm gonna be running the store in about like 30 minutes. I'll probably stream more when I get back, but maybe I won't. I don't know. Fresh. The paint fumes make your head ache. Elegant black gloves. Handwear favored by Soon Ark's upper class. Become a person above fingerprints and the law. Command respect with the silence of silk. Say less. Yeah, we got a plus to statehood. W. Need a whole 5 XP to level up. Some kind of rule or interdiction now effaced with black spray paint. There's a pry bar. Construction materials still in their box, somehow gathering rust. An immovable concrete island. Look, it's a boar. It's a boar. Hopefully she's not afraid of heights. Who's this guy? Who's the dude up here? An imbalance in your step. The platform tilts to the east. Bottled water, meal bars, wipes, supplies for an extended stay.
The man doesn't react or turn as you approach, your feet echoing off the high metal.
Don't look now, but you can see through the metal floor, all the way down.
Damn, that's an 11 nerve check.
You've come a long way. Fortunately, the view just about compensates.
What are you doing up here?
I'm being punished. My employer has placed me in an impossible position.
A faded patch sewn into his trousers. Below the pocket, twin black lines set against a yellow background. Carril de Portofino, the oldest transit company in the city.
I'm a safety inspector, watching the lines. As you might have noticed, this pylon is under construction, technically.
I don't see any work happening.
Precisely. That's because this line, line 9, will never be finished.
What's wrong with the line?
Where to start?
Oh,
This pylon's angle
leveled.
deviated more than expected as the concrete set. Hazardous near water. Shouldn't have skimped on materials.
I'm gonna shower, spill peach juice on myself, opening the jar for Star. If you end stream before I get back, have a great day. Thanks, dude. We'll see if I stream when I get back from the store. I might not. I might just chill before I have to be social. I mean, I don't usually mind being social, but, you know. Might just chill beforehand. Might not, I don't know. Might rest my voice, I think is more like it, because I'm probably just going to be yapping a lot. We'll see. Might stream tonight. Once again. We'll see.
Then there are the clearance issues. The party alley rooftops are higher than the building department's official records.
These aerotrams would shear those right off.
That's your problem. Saying your boss is put you here to drive you mad.
Since the last round of MTER stabilization, they've been trying to force us lifers out. We can be fired, not easily, but they can take away the work that made us stay in the first place. I have two options. I could falsify my reports and declare Line 9 safe for construction anyway, or I could quit. Either way, the company can lose.
It's a punishment you can really savor. I'm jealous. Maybe this pylon was built on a site used by Neolithic shame shamans. You can't win either. Rigged game, I don't play those. Seems strangely at peace with all of this.
I wasn't always. I thought about throwing myself up this pylon, right where you're standing. I used to fantasize about the GMs dragging my waterlogged corpse from the canal.
Wow. Average man with a bald spot moment.
Fortunately, this spot lends itself to reflection. Contemplating my punishment helped me see how to live with it.
So you're no fan of Emter, I take it. Seen anything interesting up here? Contemplate the nature of your punishment. It's a white check, so I could do it again. Distracting fire exit. That is an interesting modifier. So you're no fan of them?
I'm a structural engineer. I believe in stability. What Emperor's brought isn't that. Their version of stabilization shifts the responsibility of managing entropy from the state to the individual. Human existence always carries entropy with it. That's inherent in the system. Social insurance, pensions, fair wages, these are measures against the entropy of living. They're also expensive.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to the point where I've paid a bunch of money into Social Security, and then when I get to the point where I'm old enough to take advantage of Social Security, it doesn't exist anymore. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that peak? I love that. Hi, Matthew. But that doesn't make the need for them go away. Very clever. One must respect the hustle. Social programs are worthless against the decay of all matter. Must be stamped out through sheer will. Would you rather live somewhere else? It doesn't make them go. The need for them go away.
Such is the price for joining the developed world.
He glances down. The world spins slowly.
There's entropy in all systems. No living thing can avoid it entirely.
Fair. Seen anything interesting up here? Many things, but everyone has their own definition of interesting. What's yours? Have you seen anything spooky? Wondering if you saw someone. A man, brown suit, bald spot, dilated glasses.
A friend of yours?
A colleague.
Oh, alright.
I couldn't say. I'm above the bazaar, not of it. I just see the people come and go. What have you seen? The natural tides of commerce, boatmen unloading goods, porters delivering pallets, customers browsing, lots of pleasing symmetries if you have the eye for it. I'm sorry to do this. Before I say more, there's just one thing. What is it?
You see that fire exit over there?
He points to the northern side of the bazaar. Some scofflaw has wedged it open with a pelota ball. You want me to remove it for you? That's correct. Why don't you do it yourself? Because my job keeps me here. If I were cut off the pylon, it would give the tram company grounds to terminate me. I'm trapped. Okay, I'll remove the ball for you. Forget it. Not doing it. Just a ball. It's not hurting anything. I'll do it. Thank you. Seen anything else that might be interesting to me? Depends on your definition of interesting. You see anything spooky? There's an unmoored boat that has been floating around the canal to the south. There doesn't seem to be a driver or any crew. Sometimes the wind carries an awful noise from it up to my ear. Near loose ends, strange noises are coming from an unmoored houseboat by the southern shore. Hold on, can you describe the noise it's making? A ghost boat, definitely of interest to me. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation. I did not mean to say that. I pressed the wrong button. By definition, there can be no reasonable explanation for disorder. Can you describe the noise it's making? Guttural and aggressive, like some kind of primordial steel beast is locked in battle with a diseased swamp pig. May the steel beast prosper. Would certainly be my favorite victor of the two, but it was a simile. The sound, I believe, is music. Ghostboat is definitely of interest to me. I hope nothing is amiss on board. Unfortunately, that seems rather likely. Well, I will definitely fail this. I can only roll 2 dice, and I need to roll a 10. Hi, CZ. It's super hot today. Like 26 degrees Celsius. I'm not even sure what in American Fahrenheit degrees, but it's too much for me. Just checked. 78 degrees. 78 degrees is too hot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You see, I'm in Arizona. It routinely gets to 110, 115 degrees here. I keep my house at like 80 degrees. That's crazy. Hi there. Hello, chaotic chemistry. I am doing well. I have no complaints. Life is great. Oh, man. That's funny. That is funny. A shiver through your feet. It seems much higher from this angle. Oh, chain cutters. W. Found you by the scientist tag? Oh, gotcha. Chaotic chemistry makes sense. Can you go down the there we go. Canadian and Americans are asking to have melted brains. It's like I opened an oven and put my face there. Brother, who's putting their oven on 78 degrees? What are you cooking at 78 degrees? What are you talking about? It cooks off at like 350 degrees. That is crazy. You know what's so funny? Like the funniest stat I found out about is that shit, I don't remember the exact percentage. Okay, now I have to Google it because I don't want to incorrectly cite it. Okay. Let me see. Okay, yeah, here we go. So, according to the World Health Organization, extreme heat, which is what the Europeans call fucking 80 degrees over there, causes over 175,000 deaths a year. Whereas here in America, only 48,000 Americans die from gun-related injuries. Which means that heat in Europe kills more than 3 times as many people as guns do in the US. How funny is that, bro? Because it's always like people in the fucking UK always are like, "Oh, mate, at least we don't have school shootings. At least we aren't shooting each other." How funny is it that, like, literally people are just dropping dead over there at like 80 degrees? Which, by the way, to put it into context of how hot it regularly gets, I'll do a little 115 F to C. So 46 degrees Celsius is how hot it regularly gets every year. It's crazy, man. Like 80 degrees is like so nothing. I don't know. Also, though, I mean, I guess it should be noted, at least here in Arizona, this isn't the case in most places in the United States, but in Arizona, like every single place is legally required to have air conditioning. And obviously, a big thing in the in Europe is not a lot of places have air conditioning, right? But like air conditioners are not that expensive. Like to get like a cheap box one to put in your window, you know? Even to get like one of the smaller like swamp coolers, those are like super cheap and you don't even have to put them in a window or anything. I used to have like a little box one. I think it was called the Eva Polar. It was like just like a little thing like this big, maybe. And I'd have it on my desk and you just filled it with like water. And there was a little swamp cooler. It was so nice. It's also really easy to make a swamp cooler also. Like with just some PVC piping and stuff, if you look into it. Nice to find a biochemist. It's a fascinating field of study. Yeah, I think so too. I really couldn't, when I was in college, I couldn't decide between biology and chemistry. I was really passionate about both of them, so that's why I pursued biochemistry. Was never a big like physics guy, so that one was, I don't know, that one. I'm not a big math enjoyer. There's not a lot of math in biology and chemistry. More math in chemistry than biology, but still, the math is rather basic. Layers of graffiti, an artistic turf war. They're not used to hot weather. Imagine people in Iceland having to deal with 33 Celsius. Yeah, but like I've lived in places really cold and I've lived in places really hot. Like I'm Canadian. It gets really cold there, man. Like it gets very, very cold. And like there's a lot of places here in the States that have a massive range in temperatures. Like I grew up in Oregon. And in Oregon, like it'll routinely get, you know, 10 degrees Fahrenheit or whatever. It'll get really cold. And then in the summer, it's like 100 degrees, right? And they don't have legally required air conditioning or anything either over there. So like, I don't know. It's a little silly, man. It's a little bit silly. Like the numbers for how many people die is the crazy part. It's not necessarily that
bound to the pole by
some
a
people are
thin
dying.
steel chain. The gap between leaves little room for passage.
Like the chain.
Rust speckles your fingertips.
A system compromised at the subatomic level.
We're gonna need tools for this one.
Open the gate.
You push the gate. The metal creaks, but it doesn't move. It's held fast by a rusty chain.
Surely we win this. That's crazy.
The angle is all wrong. Our grip is false. The chain slips from our grasp. Still alive and sniggering.
That's crazy. Hail for your
This
teeth.
chain's grip on the gate leaves little room for passage, imagination, or your personal feelings.
Air conditioning, you're at least middle class. Yeah, I mean air conditioning isn't like super common in like Oregon or in Canada. It's not. But I mean, you know, a box fan goes per. And those are like $10. Interested in theoretical biology? You know, I've never really been the biggest fan of theoretical sciences at all. I'm more of a fan of applied sciences.
Mocking us. Tension in the gang's ranks.
Actually, one of my
Okay,
least
creeps
favorite
in the
classes
breeze
that I
behind
took
you.
to get my biochem degree was theoretical chemistry. The whole time I was like, why am I taking this class? Like, I don't know. I understand, like, it's interesting conversations to have, and obviously it lends itself to really good sci-fi as well. But like, God, I don't know. I just don't really care about it. I have the ability to assess if others have it, but if I fail a red skill check, then I lose it. Or I could get gray matter and cold read. Or I could just raise a stat. Which is also a thing. Personalism. My personalism is so bad. What did I need for the skill checks? I guess that's what I should do. Check what I need for a skill check. I need doppelgang for this, but I can also just... I could just go around for this, I think. What do we level? I think it makes the most sense to go for this. Plus I get to learn this.
Check it out, Hirsch. The creditorial equivalent of a mountain. An impossible weight somehow lifted, just waiting for the disturbance that will bring down the avalanche.
I'm fairly more interested in mathematical sciences. I'm studying meteorology. Oh, that's interesting. I know nothing about meteorology. I wanted to go into forensics. So that's why I initially started looking into biology and looking into chemistry. And then once I had my forensics internship, I realized it's really not that great of a job. So instead I pivoted more to the medical field, and that's where I've worked since. And the medical field is just like way better. But the cool thing about going more mathematical sciences, right, like physics and stuff, is that you could go down the path of like being an engineer, which pays very, very well and is obviously in high demand. Friend who plans on becoming a forensic scientist? Yeah, it seems cool until you work it, and then you're like, wait a sec. At least here in the States, it's like, wait, I'm gonna get paid like $60,000 a year. And I'm gonna have mandatory overtime. And if they call me at 2 a.m. because there's a homicide or something, I have to get up at 2 a.m. and I have to come in because they can't wait. And there's like no work-life balance. The benefits are pretty good, I'll give them that. Like they do have pretty solid benefits in terms of like pension and in terms of like, well, I don't know if this applies where you are, but here in the States, like health insurance, all of that was pretty good. But just the hours and how much you're paid, as well as it's not a job that you can do remote either, so you always have to commute. All of that together just made it like kind of a bad job. The cool thing about it though is that it is very interesting work, right? You're always given a separate set of variables and situations, and it's very like every day is different, which is like, you know, enjoyable. But do you struggle with lack of professionals in the field? Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, like 60 grand, 65 grand is like not bad, but if you compare it to like what I make now, like last year I made about 120 grand, before taxes, obviously. And I worked on average maybe like 48 to 50 hours a week. And I work entirely remote, which affords me tons of like flexibility. And a lot of the time I'm working, I'm like, you know, just chilling, watching another show or something like that, or like playing a game or whatever. It's kind of, and like, because it's in the medical field, I have like also really, really good benefits. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's like, do I want to have to go in and work like, I think on average in forensics, they were working about 65 or 70 hours a week. Was pretty normal for a forensic scientist. So it's like you work 65, 70 hours a week, and on top of that, you're paid half, and you have to go in. It's a tough sell, man. It's a really tough sell. Like, unless you're really passionate about the work, and that's also not even counting all of the mental strain from it. It's a very stressful job, right? You have to see, like, the stuff that I saw is like the worst that humanity is capable of. And you're seeing it on a daily basis, and that can really wear down on your psyche. You have to literally be built different in order to not be affected by that. And then on top of that, you have the stresses from, you have to go to court, and you have to back up your findings, and you have to verify your findings, and you have to say, you know, I stand by this. And that's also like a very scary and stressful thing, because, like, if you have to go to court for some, let's say a dude was in a gang and he shot a person, right? And then you, like, have to get called up and you have to, like, confirm and testify for that. Like, who knows who's watching, right? You could have, like, fellow gang members watching, and then they see you, and then now they know you, and they know your full name, and, you know, it's like, who knows? Maybe now they're upset that your findings are the reason that you're putting a person away, like their homie away or whatever, and now they're gonna maybe want to do something to you. I mean, it's like there's a lot of stressors and stuff that are involved with it that you know, you watch like CSI or whatever, you watch some show online and they make it seem like very cool, but yeah, a whole lot of stresses, a whole lot of pressure, and not a lot of work-life balance, all for less pay than if you just go and like what I did for years was I was a medical laboratory scientist, and that's like the easiest shit on the planet. It's super duper easy, a lot of flexibility, amazing benefits, great pay, always a need for it, right? I mean, yeah, it's a tough sell unless you're very passionate about the work. I'd love to go into forensics if it just got paid way more. Like, genuinely, I think forensic scientists should be paid minimum of like 140K a year. Genuinely. Because the education requirements necessary for the position and the hours necessary for the position and stuff like that is like the only way to make it actually compete with equivalent positions that require the exact same amount of schooling and require less hours and pay more. It's like, it just doesn't make practical sense. But I don't know, that's here in the States, so I have no idea what it amounts to, you know, around the world. Maybe they're paid better, maybe they're treated better. Yeah, it's on Twitch. Yeah, I was supposed to have the overlay on this stream that would show Twitch chat to YouTube people. Unfortunately, I don't. I didn't set it up properly, so next stream it'll hopefully be set up.
If it comes down, it all comes down. Countries end, history restarts. Cunts die. By some estimates, the entire world is 3 trillion sol in debt. If every 1 sol note in existence were used to pay off every loan, at the end of the day, you would still come up short.
How's that even possible? Explains why everyone's so keyed up all the time. It's like a stupid system to me.
It's only stupid for those in the losing position. The ones who think they have to pay back every penny. The good news is, you don't have to be one of those people.
I don't.
Debt is platonic, Hirsch. Big or small, it doesn't exist as long as you don't pay it.
Let's keep this relationship platonic. No, I don't go in for this weird financial stuff. Suppressed. Thought locked? For 12 hours. Advanced foreboding status effect. When anxious.
Now you're talking. Your new imaginary girlfriend is called Credit, and you can do whatever you want with her.
What the hell? Hope you don't mind me asking, do you plan on getting a PhD and doing academic research? No, not really. Not really, man. Right now, I'm finishing up a degree in psychology because, well, because for a while, I really needed the money from going to school. Now I'm lucky enough that I'm not really in that position, so I don't really need to do that anymore. But for a while, you know, I really needed the extra money from going to school, so I was just like trying to go to school more. And when I was 25, I was diagnosed with autism, so that was like very interesting to me. I wanted to pursue abnormal psychology and kind of delve more into that and understand more about that. So I did, and that's why I'm finishing up my psychology degree. But like, I'm almost 30 now, and I've been in college since I was 18. I've been in college for like 12 years. And, you know, obviously I was in school before that. I've been in school my entire life. So I'm like kind of just excited to not be in school. And I'm in a position now where I'm getting, you know, I'm getting paid enough and I enjoy my job and I'm making enough of a positive impact on people that I don't really have any more desires for my career. You know? I'm happy where things are. There's not really a reason for me to strive any higher, you know? It's like I bought my house, got a good nest egg, I'll be able to retire early, I go on vacations every year, like, I have a lot of, like, paid time off and paid sick leave and stuff like that, really good benefits. I enjoy my job, the people I work with and stuff. It's not really a reason for me to pursue further. Almost 30, for those who don't know. It's true, I'm almost 30, man. It's true. In less than 5 months. Isn't that insane, dude? In like 4.5 months, I'll be 30. It's crazy. But I have a friend, you know, he's going to be a doctor. He's been in school the same amount of time as me, and he's going to be a doctor. He'll be starting. And for him, it's you know, he's already had a paper published, and he's already given like a couple of speeches around the country on like diabetes. He has diabetes, so he's pretty passionate about like diabetes and insulin and stuff like that, and he's done some pretty interesting work on it. And like he's tried to tell me to get into it, and he's also tried to get me to, like, you know, get a doctorate or at least a master's or something. And he's like, if you stop school, you're not gonna want to go back. And he's 100% right. I'm not gonna want to go back, because I took my first ever summer break last year, and I was like, yo, this is amazing. This is amazing. Like, the things you can do when you have an extra, you know, 25 hours a week every week is immaculate. So yeah, no, it's cool stuff. Obviously it needs to be done, but if I'm being entirely honest, I think that going into the medical field, you have a guaranteed positive impact on more lives than if you go through the traditional avenues of becoming a scientist and doing research and getting research funded and publishing papers, because all of that is aspirational, and all of that is kind of, you know, it revolves around a lot of hope that your science will pan out, that you'll find the findings that will actually make a difference, that you'll actually get the funding, that you'll actually make a change, and all of it is up in the air, you know? There's so many scientists that have tried hard to get papers published and make a difference, and they just never do, and they've spent their entire life trying to do that, and it's a very real reality for probably a majority, I would say, of scientists going down that avenue. And especially here in the States, dude, like trying to get research funded is so difficult here. The current administration has been canceling like very, very promising research left and right. Like just a couple months ago, the current administration canceled a very promising like field of study and trials that was pursuing utilizing AI technology in order to map out people's various genetic markers being affected by cancer and create a personalized vaccine to target the essentially like the malignant cells through cancer and attack those and only those for that person in order to essentially create like a personalized vaccine that could cure cancer. And it was like actually looking very promising and very interesting technology that was, you know, utilizing AI in a way that was actually very beneficial. And the Trump administration just shut it down. They canceled it. And like this is happening en masse. Like the Trump administration has been canceling so many really interesting, promising fields of research. So, you know, you can have something that could literally be the cure for cancer and still not get your funding pulled and canceled, you know? Whereas if you pursue the medical field, like I have, you are guaranteed saving lives on a daily basis. Right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no getting funding. There's no this or that. I mean, you're guaranteed saving lives or at the very least, like significantly improving lives of a varying degree in a varying number every single day you're clocking in, which I think is just, for me, could be the autism, but like I look at like the two of them and I look at one that's guaranteed improving lives every single day. And if you run that over the course of a career, you've saved, you know, thousands of lives, whereas the other one is like a chance at possibly saving or positively impacting, obviously, like hundreds of thousands or millions of lives, but it's still a chance. So, I don't know. For me, I'm always going to take the guaranteed. That's what appeals to me more. But neither is wrong, and obviously we need both. He's already a strong scientist. He actually plays games to live other lives through the games. Okay. That's crazy. I do community work, yes. I do a lot of work with the homeless. I do. That's more of a passion, you know, more of a hobby and a passion for me. Though. You know. There was a statehood check. I'm leveling doppelgang so I can fucking open this.
The gate stands before you, still locked.
72%. I win this. Thank God.
Take the chain between the beak of our tool and crunch it dead. The chain resists, trembles, then collapses in a jangling heap at your feet.
Nice.
Regards from the gang.
The metal creaks and gives way. the chain lies bleeding out on the cobblestones. In another life, it would have been a serpent.
Get more sensitivity training for my community work with the homeless. Be eating like do I like philosophy? I can't say I'm the most passionate individual about it, but I love a good yap fest as much as the next yapper out there. Philosophy often, you know, becomes, at least in some way, shape, or form, involved in a lot of yap fests. The building's sleeping breath is visible in the cool air. Wearable quality clothes, fair price. A gesture to the idea of water safety. See you up there, creeping. Abstract, but still humanoid. Ominous quantity of tape. I can't say I really follow like read a lot of philosophy or a lot of philosophers' works or anything like that, but
You, Carmona demands answers.
But also, you know, like I said, I'm autistic as hell, man. I'm a very like logical, rational person, so the errors of artistic thought are oftentimes lost upon me.
Carmona saw you scaling that pylon, speaking to the creep at its top. He's been spying on us all, day in, day out. Are you in leagues with him? What is his business?
Philosophy is really just the art of the mind, you know? And I'm just not a great artsy person. A lot of the times, I don't really bother myself with like extra thoughts and conversations and probe the deep inner recesses of my mind or of existence as a whole, because I feel as if that is a luxury afforded to those who do not have enough on their plate. You know? Like when I was 18, I was homeless, man, and I grew up in income restricted housing and on food stamps and poor as hell and like not knowing where the next meal was, if it was coming or not, and it's like, you know, you don't really have time when you're struggling to think about the meaning of life or whatever. Like you're thinking about how you're gonna get your next meal. And so for me, even though now I am a lot more privileged and a lot more blessed and, you know, I've definitely came up, I still think like I'm back in that mindset where it's like, I'm focused on the here and the now, you know? I got a mortgage to pay, I've got my health to worry about, I gotta make sure I'm exercising, gotta make sure I'm eating healthy, gotta make sure, like, taking care of those around me. I don't know. It's a privilege to be able to think philosophically, I think, though. What do you want me to do? Let him shower up at my place? Got your sensitivity? I mean, yeah, I can see that. I think philosophy is interesting if you're into better understanding different aspects of existence. There's some branches of philosophy more focused on logic, structure, and clarifying concepts. Some branches prefer discussing topics more in an existential and using an essayist method. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, it's just not really something that I pursue, you know? A line of thinking that I really find myself drifting to. I've got the, you know, shower thoughts like the average Joe does, for sure, but I mean, past that, it's not too much. Basically, all fields of study are dominated by privileged people. Your own field, biochemistry, is historically and even nowadays full of people privileged enough to study it. Yes and no, for sure. Yes and no. I mean, for me, like I said, I was homeless at 18 when I was introduced and like taking my first classes. In fact, like the financial aid that I was getting to take my community college classes when I was first getting my associates of science, all like that leftover financial aid money was feeding me a lot of days, you know? It's definitely something that's achievable, but also if you've been born in the States, you're already privileged by nature, right? Or Canada or whatever, you know? I was born in Canada, but raised in the States. Like, you're already, like, just base being born in, like, America, you're already doing better than, like, 75% of the people on planet Earth, you know? Just base off spawn. You know? It's the luck of the draw, and if you've won that lottery and you've been born into a developed country, like, you've already won more than most people on the planet. Even being homeless in America is better than like 60% of the country, right? Or of the world and countries out there. Like, you're just fortunate that you weren't born in sub-Saharan Africa, where you don't have clean drinking water, you have no idea where your next meal is coming from, you're being hunted by lions and stung by mosquitoes that have HIV. You know? It's like you're literally just lucky. So, through that vein, yes, for sure, a lot of it is privilege, but even, like, past that, if you're, like, a normal person in a developed country, you know, like I'd consider myself, like, there's a lot of ways that you can go to school on the cheap. You can pursue things like science on the cheap. Like, to get my associates of science, I was literally, like, not in debt at all. Like, just the financial aid through grants and stuff covered it. It was so cheap. Like, each term was like $1,500, and I remember I was getting like $3 grand or something, just off of like grants and stuff for being poor. That was no scholarships or anything, like not even writing any essays or anything like that, because I dropped out of high school. So I couldn't have gotten a scholarship even if I wanted to, you know? There was nothing for me, especially when you're, you know, a white cisgendered man. There's really not a lot in terms of like scholarships that you're gonna be able to apply for until you start getting some good grades and start showing that, like, at least you have the academic side of things covered to get scholarships. If the guy had shit himself, I'll let them handle it. Normal? Well, you know, when I say normal, I'm talking about like from a financial perspective. I'd say my upbringing was pretty like representative of the whole. I think a lot of like most people, maybe it was a little worse than most people, I guess, but like, I don't know. It was bad, but it wasn't like bad, you know? Like, if, like, the median household income was, like, 60 grand or something, then we were probably sitting at, like, maybe 30. Like, it was, like, lower class, but I think lower class is, like, pretty representative of a lot of people. Middle class, back when we had categories. I was definitely not middle class, no. Definitely was not middle class. Now you're either rich or poor. Yeah, now you can make 120 grand a year and you're still middle class. Like, you're like not even upper middle, I feel like. I mean, obviously it depends on where you live, but like here in the States, bro, you can make 100 grand and you're like, you're not even owning anymore. It's crazy in most of the country. It's crazy. What are you talking about? He's just an engineer watching the train line. I think he's more concerned with matters of the spirit than the flesh. Still made it. It's true. Hard work goes burr, man. It really does. Hard work and perseverance goes burr.
Oh. Well, engineering is good work, proper. Though he doesn't seem to be doing much of it.
Takes a
Carmona
long
knew
time.
He was off, but just a slacker all along.
Daily reminder that the Corpos shanked all the original developers that made Disco Elysium, and the game is day one pirate because of that. No, I bought this on Steam. No, I bought this on Steam. Yeah. I did not pirate it. Here, I can show it. I can show it. See? I bought it on Steam. Yeah. Yeah, no. We definitely bought it. And it's great. It's a really good game. Probably like RPG of the year. Be pretty surprised if something else is better. Could happen though. Missing a part where you need to handle a medical issue. For some reason they wanted me to do something, probably not out of care, just out of a I don't want to see this problem or something. Huh?
Carmona will not take comfort in that.
Ooh. She reaches under her stool, fumbles, and presents an open
Some
box.
comfort in return.
Cool teen gloves. Hello, fellow teens. Is my colleague here by any chance? Brown jacket, glasses, big into socks.
You're working with that nice boy. He was fine super block sweet. I should have known you were cut from the same cow the way you handled that creep. I sent him to the docks west of here. Head boatman there reports directly to the bazaar manager, in charge of imports, exports. Maybe he knows where he went.
What the hell? Boatman didn't say anything about knowing him.
So either the boatman was lying, or Pseudopod never made it over to him.
Yeah. The whole controversy around the game is like, it's so silly, bro. It's so silly. Like, okay, some guys got fired. All right. They're doing fine, bro. They're like making their own games. Right? And like, I'm excited for the games that they make. But like, yeah, that fucking happens in every single field. People get fired and they get hired by new people. You know? Like, who cares, man? Is the game good or not? I'm a consumer, bro. I'm not an investor in the fucking company. I don't give a shit. I don't care how many people get fired. Is the game good? That's all that matters. It's like, I don't know. There's people that are gonna rally about this, like, oh my god, I'm gonna take the moral high ground. I'm gonna steal a game because of this or whatever. Bro, you're just stealing a game. Like, it's not that deep. You're not some fucking hero. You're not fighting the government regime or something like that. You're stealing a game, and you're probably broke, and that's why you're stealing the game. And you're just looking for an excuse to steal the game. Like, it's really not that deep, bro. Let's not dress it up as if, like, you guys are some fucking martyrs or something. I'm doing it, man. I'm taking a stand. I'm stealing a video game. Like, bro, shut up. You're taking a stand because some devs got fucking fired as you're typing this on your smartphone, I'm sure, or your computer that was mined by fucking child slave labor in order to ascertain the materials in order to make it by a bunch of kids in fucking sweatshops. Wow. Congratulations, man. You're making such a moral stance as you're reaping the benefits of exploiting children and minorities across the planet. Wow. What a hero. He's stealing a game. It's so fucking stupid. Like, don't dress it up, man. Stop dressing up stupid behavior. If you want to steal the game, steal the fucking game, but don't make yourself out to be some pariah for doing so. I hate this moral grandstanding that people online do as they type on their child slave labor devices. And they just pick and choose. They cherry pick what problems they're gonna give a fuck about. You don't care. You don't care about people around the world. You don't care about fighting for your lessers, okay? If you did, you'd be out in the fucking woods, living off of tree sap, off the grid, not reaping the benefits of all of the minorities and children that we routinely take advantage of in order to keep the prices down and the supply high. All right? Like, stop acting like you're a fucking hero. The moral grandstanding is so dumb from people on the internet. Yes, this week I'll care about this issue, and I'll care about this issue. But only so long as I don't have to actually sacrifice anything meaningful that I will care about this issue. Yes, if I care about this issue, it allows me to steal a game. I save $40. Yep, I will pretend to care about this, and I'll pretend to care about this. Shut up. You guys are fucking more annoying than the corpo devs laying people off and stealing their ideas. Like, you're just cut from a different cloth and you're just as fucking annoying. I hate the stupid grandstanding, man. I'm better than these people because of this. I'm better than these people because of this. No, bro. We're all fucking terrible. Okay? If you're seeing this stream right now, you're reaping the benefits of minorities and children across the planet that are underpaid and overworked. That's the nature of the planet. Okay? So, I'm just honest about it. I don't fucking care. Is the game good or not? Okay? I'm not gonna dress it up. Typing on a phone made by Min 13-year-old, working for $2 a day. Yeah, in order to support her dying grandma and maybe get the medication that her grandma needs in order to survive another month. That's fucking $30 or something like that. Like, yeah. But we're the good people, guys. Don't worry, we're the good ones. Hey, God, shut up.
Well.
She lowers her voice, hunches forward.
When we head now, Father? Okay. Chat, we got another 30 minutes. I'll call it probably like 25, so I can get dressed and get ready to head out.
The dock workers suspect that they found an agent of the Weeping Eye, working right here. In the bazaar.
The techno-fascist secret police of Lelou's, dark subconscious of the state, specializing in old-school, ugly methods.
Sounds like politics. Dude, it's everything online. People love the, like, morally grandstand. There's nothing that neurotypical individuals enjoy more than thinking that they're better than other people. I swear, man. It's just... like, you're all shit, bro. You're all reaping the benefits of those that are lesser, that you've deemed lesser than you, right? They're also human beings. They also have thoughts and feelings. They also have families, right? But, like, those people don't matter. You know who does matter? Whoever the media told me matters this fucking week. You know who matters? Let me check Twitter. Okay, right now it's Palestinians, okay? All right, yeah, Palestinians matter this week. I care about them. Oh, sorry, it updated. Looks like don't give a shit about the Palestinians anymore. Looks like Ukrainians are in. Oh, sorry. Looks like a lot of stuff about ICE. It looks like it's pretty popular to hate on ICE, so I guess that's my personality this week. I'm gonna hate on ICE and gonna be in favor of immigrants. Okay. Yep. It's like, just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You don't care. You don't care. You're not out in protests. You're not doing anything. You're not sacrificing anything. You don't give a shit. Stop pretending like you do. You know? It's so dumb. Like, stop trying to act like you care. You don't. You don't fucking care. The moment that actually caring and trying to make a difference in any of these issues has a significant impact on the individual's quality of life is when 99.99% of them suddenly don't care about the issue. And they have excuses.
Your natural enemies, the ones who took you all apart 5 years ago. Hackles rise.
We hate that icing. Oh, are the Armenians the cool thing? I don't know anything about Armenians. I'll take it away from. What did that boat back in the day? I'm furious. Hashtag pray for Armenia. iPhone 17 Pro C hat on. Yeah. Dude, just like the amount of people that morally grandstand for shit. For, I don't know, social cred on the internet or something is just like so cringe, bro. It's so cringe.
Found them taking Lucian money. Carmuna doesn't believe it, Domenina. They got the wrong man.
It's like, alright, Arhur V5029. Just put the fries in the bag, bro. Put the fries in the bag. Okay? Yeah, you're totally gonna steal this game because the original devs of Disco Elysium got done wrong. Right. That's why you're gonna steal the game. Not like you, like, routinely steal games or anything, right? Nah. Not because you're, like, just broke and you're gonna save money or something. Nah, you're doing it because you're a fucking champion of the people. Ah, dude. I'm sure the devs for Disco Elysium are coming out and they're saying, thank you so much, Arhur V, for stealing 0 parades for Dead Spy. Thank you so much. What would we have done if you didn't steal the game? You're such a hero. You're really sticking it to them. No. They don't give a fuck. You're not helping anyone but your own wallets. Let's not dress it up like you're doing it for any other reason. Just be honest, bro. Like, I don't know why people can't just be honest. Just be like, yo, I saved $40 because I stole this game. Okay. I'll have infinitely more respect for you if you're just like, yo, I torrented this game because I didn't want to buy it and I wanted to save money. I will have literally 10,000 times the respect for you as if you try and be like, you know, I saw a tweet about the working conditions over at blah blah company And it really inspired me to stick it to blah blah company and steal the game. I'm really helping out. I'm doing my part. It's like, shut up, bro. Gotta know if they're women or hot first. I'm looting this Best Buy for social justice. Exactly. Exactly. Oh my god, dude. Black lives matter so much. They matter so much. That's why I need to break into this small business and steal all of the stuff and light it on fire. What do you mean it's a black-owned business? Is that supposed to matter? They had cool stuff that I wanted. Man, I'm doing I'm really fighting for what I believe in. It's like, shut up, dude. Shut up. You don't care. You're taking any excuse possible to just be a piece of shit. The piece of shit that you are. Like, shut up. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. You knew the train was coming, you're an idiot. Yeah, that's valid. Doing it for spiritual wealth, yeah. I exclusively loot from black-owned businesses because if I didn't, it'd be racist. You have to be inclusive, and that includes in our crimes. I mean, listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, if I was hypothetically a serial killer that beat homeless people to death with hammers or something like that, it would be really messed up if I was only killing like white male hobos, right? Like, I'd have to throw in some black, I'd have to throw in some Hispanic. Asian homeless people don't exist. You know, like, I'd have to maybe throw a woman or two in there. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be inclusive. I 100% agree. Let's finish up this conversation, though. Losing money. Carmona doesn't believe it, though. Menina. They got the wrong man. Taking money from Elysium sources proves nothing. What else was there?
Oh, nobody tells Carmona. But still, they got the wrong man. He bought a beautiful coat from Carmona's stall just last week. A real gentleman. Nobody with the eye could be so polite or have such a good taste in outerwear.
The dock workers must have had more information on him. Find out what you can. If there are Weeping Eye here, you need to know why.
I don't think the Weeping Eye would be interested in the bazaar. Was his coat better than mine? Oh, it definitely was.
They're losing Menina. Bazaar's full of bootlegs. They're keeping an eye on their wares.
It may be warming techno-fascist shoulders.
It would never. It was a trench coat, multicolored but predominantly oranges rags. It recalled the carpet bag of the olden variety.
Hey, the guy that we saw.
24.
Yeah.
Were the Weeping Eye that close to you already?
Uh-oh.
He was at photo 24 and your double was incapacitated. This is now your prime suspect.
Mm-hmm.
And he always had a camera. Ask yourself, Menina. Would a Weeping Eye man walk around with a camera? Too obvious.
Seen him up close. We can definitely fire that coat under questionable. We have something to do with me losing my colleague.
Nonsense. He's a nice gentleman, just like your colleague is a nice boy. What do you possibly think he could have to do with any losing?
First assignment off the shelf and you're being stalked by a suspected operant killer. Kill yourself to get it over with.
Just kill yourself to get it over with. Wow. Thanks, Brain. That's exactly what I need to hear. I seem to attract horrors and woes, so I just assume they're connected. Could have been that camera that stole my colleague's soul. I don't know, but I can punch him until I find out. It's a good thing. Maybe this man knows how to bring it back.
You just call for him, Anina. That nice boy can't have gone far.
Know his name, where he went?
He was like a son to me, Menina. But no, never got his details.
His coat better than mine?
The one you're wearing. I'm afraid so, Menina. Very well.
You have any idea what this is?
She looks sideways at the disc, shakes her head.
It's a disc. Ask the stall owner with the disc, not the stall owner with the clothes. Yes?
The funniest thing I've seen is during the Rittenhouse trial when they were trying to make out that he was racist because he was protecting a car lot. They brought the owner out and he was black.
Take a look through the rack over there. No
That kid
lies,
wasn't a
no
racist, he was
rips,
just a fucking
no
retard.
patches. Don't forget to check the racks.
Row of mismatched clothing on wire hangers. Let's take a
You
gander.
approach Carmuna's rack of clothing, protected from the elements by a clear plastic sheet. No two pieces are alike. Second-hand olds and newish fakes. Fashion has a short memory. Anything worn long enough to have been faked is already ancient. The rack sways with misspelled logos and forgotten styles. Cowboy boots, leather trousers, a long black skirt. Kinda cool. But is that all you are, Cascade? Kinda cool.
I don't really care about being cool.
Listen to yourself. Everybody knows that means you're trying, but you're shit. And the knowledge is fucking killing you.
The hell?
Get some style, some vision. Show them how special you are.
What the hell? That's not true at all. You could just not care. I need your coolest threads. None of this will do. I have nothing to prove with showy fashions. Do you have any extra special pieces for an extra special girl?
An extra special girl would not have to ask, Menina. She would be able to see the right thing for herself.
You'll show her. Search harder. Search better. Attention-seeking fashion does not befit an operant, Cascade.
Wait, what? I can hover over expert? Oh. But it fatigues me. Oh. That's interesting. I'll throw another dice. But it gives me 5 fatigue. Find the best rack tat.
Hangers scrape against metal as you thumb through the racks. Foreign material shifts under your fingers. Cool and unfamiliar.
Discount for you, Menina.
Doppelgang +1, coordination -1. My coordination's already at a 0. The thin leather pants cling so tight it feels as if they're hardly being worn at all. The city simply slides over them, raw and electric. +1 sensors. +1 records. Let me look at my stuff here. What do I got for shoes? Cold read -1 coordination. My pants are +1 doppelgang. +1 doppelgang but -1 coordination, so that's just worse in my pants. +1 sensors. +1 records for the shoes. This gives me cold read and coordination. Already at no fucking coordination though, right?
The rack sags a little in the middle. You turn away from the rack.
Didn't think that car lot was good enough to get looted on account of the black man. That kid was so dumb, bro. Like, obviously, I'm pro him having the right to, like, defend himself, but, like, why would he even travel that far to go to a fucking protest and go armed? Like, it feels like he was definitely looking for some action, right? Like, 100%. Brass antiques huddled together, their forms carved by hands long gone.
A cosmonaut suit, a relic of Project Autonomia. Its shoulder patch reads, "The stars are ours, 77. If it is, then it's one of the few things for sale here that isn't a knockoff Elysium electronic disc or toy.
So the funniest thing is, like, I've basically been throwing every single time. What happened in 77? It's a white check, so I could do it again. I'm not exerting myself, that's for damn sure. Fuck.
You try to remember something of astronomical significance happening in the year 77. But all that comes to mind is that was the year you were asked to leave ballet.
An eating disorder, dressed up as high art. No thanks. I had potential, just underdeveloped. Isn't there something about a rocket, maybe?
That's an eye-level high kick. You could only manage tit level. None of this has anything to do with space, though.
Like the price thing.
5,000 soul.
Holy.
No wonder it's still here. People with that kind of money don't shop in the bazaar. Your focus widens back to the bazaar.
Travel isn't too much, though. It's not like a huge road trip, but the guy is still dumb. The travel definitely matters. No, I don't know a single human being that's like, I'm gonna travel to another state in order to go to a protest. I don't know anybody that does that, bro. Like, the only people that do that are people looking for trouble. No one does that shit. When's my get together? Tiny creatures peer from their plastic capsules. Their freedom left to chance. It's not like 1 or 2. But I'm gonna go to the store and get some stuff for it in like 18 minutes.
Excuse me. Can you take a look at this?
The young woman turns from a store of party wigs and beaded necklaces to thrust a photograph under your nose. A hooded burrow, she the mouse within.
Look at the photograph.
The photograph shows.
Look at this photograph. Every time a little makes me laugh.
Which are magnified to comedic
There's a little
proportions
what
by
out
the
there.
thick lens spectacles in
Let
front of
them
her.
MLK? Alright, bro. Are you trying to say Rittenhouse is on the level of MLK? Come on now. What are we talking about? No. Rittenhouse clearly wanted some fucking... He wanted some action. He got the action. You know. And he got away with it.
Have you seen him before?
It's like a 30-minute drive? I don't think it was a 30-minute drive. I don't think that's true. I guess it was 15 to 20 miles. Guess since it's just a different state, it sounds larger. Dude, that's crazy that his mom drove him. That's actually crazy. 17-year-old boy that was driven by his mother across state lines with an automatic weapon. It wasn't an automatic weapon. Frankly, she should have been detained for child endangerment to go to a protest where he says he's going to help the police. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. That's so funny. That's so funny. His fucking mom, can you drive me to the protest with my fucking semi-automatic rifle? Bro, you're telling me that kid wasn't looking for trouble? Come on. We were all fucking 17 at some point. You're a 17-year-old man that you fucking like, boy, I guess, and you're a man now. You know this kid was looking for trouble, bro. You know. We were all 17, man. When you're 17, you just want to hurt things, man. That's just how it is being a teenager. Bro wanted to hurt some people. I don't think the gun was even in IL. I think he got driven to WI to his dad's place where the gun was at, and then they went to the protest from there. I don't know. It's not what it just said on there, but I mean, who knows? That was a statement from a congressman's politicians, you know? Either way, the kid's a fucking retard. He was definitely looking for some trouble. 100%. Anybody that carries could tell you that. Like, if you carry, bro, you don't go to stuff like that. Look what just happened, what, a couple months ago with the doctor guy, right? The doctor guy that was carrying, Alex or whatever his name was. Bro was carrying, went to a protest, and guess what? He ended up getting gunned down by ICE. You know why? Because that's what happens when you fucking carry at a like violent thing. It's like the odds of you using your weapon increase exponentially. Like, yeah, you're just asking for something. Like, I would never ever take a fucking, I would never take a gun to a protest or anything like that, man. And I take my gun everywhere, bro. But it's either you go to the protest with no gun or you don't go to the protest, you know? Like, if you're going to a protest, you hopefully, you know, you want to do a peaceful protest. That's the main thing with the protest. You want to do a peaceful protest in order to get your, you know, thoughts and your sentiment across to the people, the powers that be. And even though, like, you'd be completely legally carrying and stuff, it's like, why would you attempt that? What is this about?
Have you?
Getting very weird, very fast. Who is he?
Mi viejo. My dad. He's been missing a few days.
It's not a long time in the scheme of things. It's not like 5 years. Does your dad have a name?
Right, I should have started with that, I guess. His name's Eno Kant.
How's his memory going?
He's kind of forgetful sometimes. Not a lot, but I'm just worried. I told him watching too much TV was making him crazy.
True.
She raises her hand to bite her nails. A new habit. They're bleeding.
Damn, I bite my nails. They never bleed. TV can't make you crazy. Kenner just wandered off. Probably fine anyway about these party supplies.
No, I mean, that's the most likely scenario, right? Ugh, this is kind of embarrassing. My dad developed this insane theory about the payphone to the western exit of the bazaar?
Probably not the most insane thing I've heard. Go on.
Dad thought certain words said into the right phone gets you attention from the wrong people. He was convinced Enter was behind it all.
New loose end. People have gone missing after using the payphone at the west entrance to the bootleg bazaar.
Dad and his friend Gilmar were big into conspiracies. They were obsessed with the reality situation. They really bought all that stuff.
Yo, good thing I didn't fucking call, I didn't call Bagman on that phone. What's the fucking phone? Why do you think it was Enter making people vanish? What are the words you thought set it off?
They seem pretty random. Cousins, moon, reunion.
You know, those words mean anything to
On
you?
their own, sure. Together? Gibberish.
How do you know that those were the words?
His friend Gilmar called him from that phone after he'd spent the night following around some MTER guys. They were both big into the conspiracy stuff. He'd overheard something and was explaining it when the call just cut off. My dad went by his house the next day, but Gilmar wasn't there.
Not long after your dad was gone too. The evil phone really is eating people. It's got a taste for human flesh. I love that they have like such fucking wacky, crazy things you can say, dude. It's so funny. It reminds me of Obsidian RPGs, like back when Bethesda was good.
Yeah. He looked for Gilmar for 2 weeks. Reported him missing to the GMs. Nothing.
Why would MTER care about a couple of impressionable old men?
Why do you think they were making people vanish?
Bagman did an episode on them, and so Gilmar started following random people, thinking they were from the bank. Not long after, he roped my dad into it. Guys in expensive business suits, usually. Foreign accents, verbally abusive, and tight with their money. Except when it comes to treating a client. Normal, rich guy stuff. Hitting up the bars and shouting abuse at the local drunks. And then they disappeared into penthouses where they couldn't be followed. Miriajo did, but Gilmar stayed out. And then he called my dad around 2 in the morning. He'd overheard something and was explaining it when the call just cut off. My dad went by his house the next day, but Gilmar wasn't there. Yeah.
Why would MTER care about a couple of impressionable old men?
Anyway, you want a wig? I hear they make you fun at parties.
Do you want a wig? Alright, we're gonna have to talk to this chick more next time. I have to piss like a goddamn racehorse because I just chugged like 32 ounces of water. I'll read chat and then I'll call it here. Might stream more later today, I don't know. People making out that Alex was some sort of angel of sound thought and mind are just so goddamn stupid, especially after all the facts came out on him. He was a nurse that got fired for showing violent conduct to patients and also sexually harassed another nurse. Even his family said the dude was short of a full deck. I mean, that can be true, and it, like, both things can be true though, right? Like, George Floyd can have a really bad history and like have been a bad guy and still should not have been fucking murdered, right? Like, both things can be true. Peretti, right? That was his name. Alex Peretti. Like, Alex Peretti can be wacky or whatever. It doesn't, and like, he can even have a gun on him. It doesn't change the fact that he was thrown to the ground and then shot like fucking 6 times in the back or whatever, right? Like, both things can be true, and I think this is the problem with like a lot of discourse, is that people try and go either black or they try and go white, and in reality almost all reality is a shade of gray. It's somewhere in the middle, and you have to, like, you can acknowledge both sides while still coming to a different conclusion. A person can be a very bad person and not deserve a very bad thing to happen to them, right? by people who are supposed to be good. That can happen. That is real. It's not just person was bad person, so bad things should happen to them. It's not just like person is great person, so all great things should happen to them or whatever. Right? A lot of things are far more nuanced. There's far more variables and degrees that go into almost every single altercation. That should be considered, most definitely, but just one part of the conversation does not equate for the whole. So like, you can say that like sure, if anybody is like George Floyd is like, or Alex Peretti or any of these people that maybe had troubled past or something are like infallible god tier people and pariahs in the second coming of Christ or something, you can most definitely be like, well, actually, like they did this and this and this, they fucking, you know. But also you could be like, yeah, they maybe did all that, but it doesn't excuse the fucking overuse and corruption of the powers that be that ended somebody's life that's life shouldn't have been ended, right? You know what I mean? Like, many things can be true at once. And that's, especially when it comes to, like, political dialogue, that nuance is almost always entirely lost. Like, that nuance, like, just doesn't exist most of the time, right? Most of the time, it's just like, oh, you have this opinion at all that's on this side, or oh, you voted this side, then you're on this team and I fucking hate you or whatever. And it's like, well, maybe somebody disagreed with some things and agreed with other things, and then ultimately they had to weigh their decisions and they had to weigh like the candidates, and then they had to vote accordingly with the one that most aligned with their interests, or that most aligned with the interests that were the most important to them. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they agree with everything that they've done, or even a majority of the things that they've done, but maybe they agree with one thing that they like particularly. Like anybody that voted for Trump, right, because they believed in gun rights or something like that, that doesn't mean that that person necessarily is like all MAGA, and that doesn't mean that the person is all anti-immigration and all building a wall and all anti-trans or something like that, right? Like, maybe they just really aligned with the gun part of things or whatever. You know, there's a lot of nuance to these things that is typically not considered. But anyway, with that being said, that's gonna do for me, everyone. I'm gonna take the fattest piss known to mankind, literally gonna flood my toilet with piss. It's gonna overflow like I've tried to flush a log of the century down there, and then I'm going to head out to the store, hopefully not get murdered, and come back, and then maybe I'll stream, maybe not, I don't know, depends on how much time is left. I'll probably just being chill, I think. And yeah, I think that's the plan. So thanks for stopping by, everyone. Have a good one, and I might stream later tonight if I have the energy. If not, though, I'll definitely stream tomorrow for sure. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, hanging out. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and I'll see all of you in the next video or stream. Bye bye.